Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? It is 12:01 a.m. in the midnight hour. It is 25 degrees outside. Bitter cold. It doesn't actually feel that cold because the wind isn't really blowing that much tonight, but it's still cold. And I am extremely rested right now. My plan for going into this week and starting tomorrow, getting up early, is going to start on Tuesday because I basically slept all day today and it was fantastic. It was so nice. And we went to brunch today. We got up and went to brunch, and Alex had his did he have a cup or did he have a bowl? I think he had a cup of turkey chili and with lots of croutons and lots of cheese. Maybe he had a bowl, I don't remember. And then he had his Cuban breakfast, and he had regular coffee. And I had the omelet you can't refuse, minus the bacon, which has potatoes, sour cream, and then I added, and white cheddar in it, and then I added herb cream cheese and horseradish to it. And then I put sour cream on top of it. And then I got crispy potatoes and an everything bagel. I think I actually just got a regular bagel today. Toasted. And I asked for butter on it, but it just came with cream cheese, which I was totally fine with because it was delicious. And I only ate half my potatoes and half of my bagel. And I just actually ate the second half right now while I was finishing watching. And I ate my leftovers from Maggiano's from a few nights ago while I was watching the last episode of McMillions. I finally finished that today. We had brunch, and I had a cup of coffee and a small orange juice. The orange juice was delicious, freshly squeezed orange juice. And then I had a cup of coffee. Their flavored coffee today was Frangelica, and I had a cup of that. It was really good. And then we went home. My stomach was kind of hurting today. Like, not, like I didn't feel like sick to my stomach. It was like pain, like it kind of hurt just a little bit. I wasn't really sure why. And, but it went away. And then I laid down after I came home, and I was reading Alice Oseman's Heartstopper, book 4. And so I brought it up to bed, and Alex was like watching TikToks and playing his game and stuff like that with the dogs in bed. So I sat there and I finished. I very rarely read in bed. And I was even telling Alex, I was like, I forgot how much I enjoy reading in bed. I need to get like a little, those little lights, you know, that you can attach to your book or whatever while you're reading. I used to have one. Well, I've had several, but I don't have one right now. So I think I'm going to get one, so that when he's asleep and the lights are off, I can read in bed, because I really enjoyed reading in bed today. And I finished the Alice Oseman book, Heartstopper. It was really good. It's a graphic novel, and it was book 4, but they're actually turning it into a Netflix series that's coming out this year. They've turned it into a Netflix series. And I like Google searched it today and was like reading the articles about it. They don't know, I don't think they know when it's coming out yet, but it's coming out sometime in 2022. It's about this group of friends that goes to this school in England, and Nick and Charlie, who are this couple in the book, and Charlie's sister Tori, and they're really good. Alice Oseman is similar to Becky Albertalli if you read young adult, in that, like, Becky Albertalli created Creekwood, which is where Simon from Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda, which they turned into the movie Love, Simon. It's where he lives, is Creekwood, and he goes to like Creekwood High School. And then Leah from Leah on the Offbeat, her other book, she's Simon's best friend and goes to Creekwood. So she's created all these characters that like live in Creekwood or are from Creekwood. I can't remember the book that I read where the main character moved away from Creekwood. What was that book called? It was so good. It was like her third book. But anyway, Alice Oseman is similar to that. She's written several books. She's written Solitude. She has a book coming out the first week of March. I already pre-ordered it on Audible. Solitude and Radio Silence. And they are such fantastic books, you guys. I mean, really, really great books. She talks so much about, like, mental health, eating disorders, sexuality, talking to your parents, all this kind of stuff, like working with therapists, all this kind of stuff. But she does, like, the dialogue is, Alice Oseman is younger, first of all. And, I mean, I think she's, like, in her early 20s, and early to mid 20s maybe now. And, like, she does such a great job talking about those issues. And I was actually going to talk about this tomorrow in my Peter Does Stuff video, because she talks a lot in this book about OCD. And a lot of this, the Heartstopper 4 book, was about an eating disorder. And just the way that she handles the discussion, I've actually said this in book vlogs and over here before, but the way that she handles the discussion is just phenomenal of any, like, tough issue. Like, she just battles it straight ahead, and it's really admirable, and I think she's really helping a lot of people by writing those storylines into the books. And just also, like, kind of recommending certain, like, help, ways to get help, like talking to somebody. Like, one of the things that she talks about in this book is that, like, the characters talk about, like, it's great to have, like, a partner, like a boyfriend or, you know, girlfriend, whatever, but, like, you also need other people. Like, you need friends, you need support, you need teachers, you need parents, you need a therapist, possibly. You need other people in your life to help you. It's like, you can't just have that one person be everything. And I liked that. And then there was a lot of conversation, too, about the boyfriend that was wanting to help his boyfriend with the eating disorder, and, like, talking to his mom. And his mom was like, you know, sometimes you can't fix it for the other, you can't fix the other person's problems. You can just be, you know, a support system to them and just be by their side. And it just was really cool, like, the way that she addressed it in the book. And I thought it was done very well, and honestly, too, you know. It was just very genuine. So I finished that, and then I laid down. That was at, like, 5 o'clock. And I said to Alex, I said, what are you going to do? He, like, plugged his phone in. I said, what are you going to do? And he goes, I'm going to bed for the night. I said, at 5 o'clock? He goes, I'm tired. I said, okay. And so I said, well, I'm going to take a nap. And I can't remember what time I set my alarm for, but I woke up, and he was asleep, so I set my alarm for, like, another hour and a half. I think I set it for 7. And so then I got up at, like, 8:30. We just sat there and talked for a second. He got up, and he took the dogs out and stuff. And then I fell asleep for, like, another hour. And then I got up, and Alex and I watched... Well, first I was watching like, it's, what's that singing show, like The Voice, but it was around the world, and they said, like, wonderful and weird auditions from that. It was, like, some of these amazing auditions that they had. I watched that on YouTube. That's the kind of stuff I watch on YouTube, honestly. And then Alex and I were watching, like, the most memorable Snatch Game performances from RuPaul's Drag Race. It was, like, a half-an-hour video on YouTube. We watched that. And then he was just looking at TikToks, and I finished, what do you call it? The McMillions documentary, finally. I think I'm going to start next. Well, I need to go in and finish Grace and Frankie. That truck just ran a red light. Like, just went right through the red light. I don't understand. Okay. Anyway, but I think I might finish Grace and Frankie, although I'm just, like, really not that interested in watching Grace and Frankie right now. But I think I'm going to finish this season of Grace and Frankie, and then I think I'm going to go in and start watching Yellow Jackets, because my friends Aaron and Eric were telling me to watch that last night. I guess the first season or third season, I don't know how many seasons there's been, but it just ended. And they said it's really good. Like, one of the best shows they've watched in a long time. We're supposed to get some snow tonight. Not a lot, but that's why that truck went through the red light, I guess, because it's putting salt down on the road. tomorrow morning's supposed to be slick on the road, so supposedly, so. Every winter storm that comes through this area, we like completely, it misses us completely. Like we don't get any snow. I really think we're gonna make it through this whole winter and not get any snow that actually stays on the ground for a couple days. I have taken Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off from filming any kind of major videos. Today I posted my vlog, which was long. It was like an hour and a half. And so this vlog might be a little shorter today, but I also posted my Booktube video. And tomorrow my plan is to post several videos. We'll see how I feel when I get up. But my plan is to post several videos. I ordered this Shark handheld vacuum and it came in the mail yesterday, and so tonight before I would when I was getting ready to leave, I was making a cup of coffee. Crazy coffee praline nutcracker is what it is. And you guys, I have so many of the holiday K-Cups left from every different brand. I mean, I have like boxes in the garage. And I love it because I love all of them. But anyway, I like plugged it in and it was like this dirt came out of it. Like, I mean, it's brand new, but it was like out of the box and it went like all over the front of, what do you call it? The front of, the counter, and I had to clean it all off. I was thinking in my head, I was thinking about, I don't know when this was. This would have been several years ago. Alex and I went on some trip, and when we came back, like something had broke. I think it was the furnace. Something had broken, and it like had stopped and then like restarted again, like after a couple days. I don't really remember what happened, but whatever happened, it like pushed all of this like dust and soot. I mean, we came in and it was like literally over everything, like on the floor. I mean, we couldn't believe it. We had to clean everything off. I don't remember why that happened now. When that was. I feel like it was a trip that we were only gone for a couple days though. I don't remember why that was. We came in, it was the weirdest thing. But it hadn't just been ours. It was like the units on either side of us that it happened to too. Because I feel like somebody like had warned us before it happened. I don't even remember what happened now. And that's so crazy. But anyway, yeah, so then I got up and I watched McMillions, and then Alex was watching TikToks. He was sending me TikToks, even though he was sitting 5 feet away from me on the couch. And then I ate my leftovers from Maggiano's, and I ate the bagel and the potatoes. And then I brushed my teeth and washed my face, used mouthwash, deodorant, sprayed some cologne on, Malin and Getz. It's the rum one. I can't remember what it's called. And then it's like they make an oil out of it too. I love it. I use the lotion as well and the shower gel. And then got dressed and now I'm here vlogging with you guys. And I'm ready for the week to start. I already made my list for tomorrow. And I feel good about going into this week ahead. I love Sunday. Sundays are my favorite day anyway to just kind of like, you know, get rejuvenated for the week ahead. But I feel really good, like after having like not pushed myself super hard this weekend, I feel good about going into tomorrow, and I'm excited to film some videos, and I feel like I have some direction with what I want to film tomorrow and stuff like that, so I'm excited about it. I started a new audiobook last night. When I got done vlogging, I started and finished the Blake Crouch novella that was called The Perfect Town. You guys, it was so eerie. That was actually in my review. I think I said so good, eerie, or something like that. It was really eerie. It was about this couple, and they were like rich from Los Angeles, and they go to this small town in Colorado where everything is perfect. It reminded me of that. I can't remember what that... Kind of like The Lottery by Shirley Jackson. Do you guys remember that? It reminded me of The Lottery by Shirley Jackson a lot. Same concept, but different and more eerie. But anyway, I finished that, and then I started another Blake Crouch book. I can't remember what it's called, but it's what I realized when I started it was it's the second one in a series, and I haven't listened to the first one in this series, and so I'm kind of confused as to what is going on a little bit, but I'm still going to listen to it anyway. I really honestly needed to look and see what the first one was, so I could be like, do I really want to listen to a series of books? So anyway, that was my day. Had a good day, very relaxing. Slept most of the day. Now I feel super rested. I bought some book today on... I'm actually going to pull in here. So I want to tell you what book I bought, but I also want to look and see what the first book is in this series that it's not a series, I think there's like 2 or 3 books. But if there's a book that comes before it, then I want to buy that book, and then if that makes sense. Yeah. I bought like a 10-pack of these gums off of Amazon, and because people always are asking me for gum, and I keep on forgetting to put it in my bag, so tonight I did. Okay, it's called Locked Doors. And it says in here that it is, I want to go in here, because if the first book had nothing to do with it, then that's cool. But if the first book had like everything to do, then I need to listen to the first book. Andrew Z. Thomas, Luther Kite, Book 2 series. Oh, there's 4 books in the series. Desert Places, let's read the first one. Yeah, I kind of feel like I need to listen to this book first, honestly. Let's go in here and see. What is this car doing? You guys, I'm literally in the middle of this parking lot out in the middle of nowhere, and this car like just came over, you guys, like look. And just like pulled in right over there, and it's like has their lights like, do you guys see this? Has their lights like turned right on me. I thought maybe they were going to the ATM, but they're not. What are they doing? Desert Places. Desert Places, Blake Crouch. I'm gonna buy it. And I'm gonna listen to that one first. How far am I into this book, though? What is this car doing? This is so weird. see any comments that I got on my vlog. Sabrina said, hey Peter, just started the video now. I had stopped watching YouTube for months. I got back into reading. Aw. Then I started watching Bailey Sarian because of your recommendation a long time ago. Binge watched her. I missed your channels, but knew I had missed so much. I'm so thankful for your vlogs. Aw. Oh my god, here's another Sabrina who said, the past 2 years I have fallen asleep to your vlogs every night. You have helped me through the death of my mom and both grandmas. Oh my god, I'm so sorry to hear that, sweetie, but thank you for saying that. That was sweet. Tia said, the sound of rain is just so good, especially on a tin roof. If you're lucky enough, you have one of those. I don't have a tin roof. Oh my god, I am at 21 minutes and the battery's already at the halfway mark. Regina said, today is my 19th wedding anniversary. I had a lovely dinner and now watching you before bed. I would say that is an awesome day. Thank you for being here. Oh, Regina, happy anniversary. Evelyn said, freezing here too, snow coming down. Spent my birthday today. Oh, happy birthday, Evelyn. Spent my birthday today just cozy indoors and ready to listen to your vlog. Danielle said, Yellow Jackets is really good with a great cast. Exciting. Excited to watch that. Okay, they're leaving. I think maybe they were just going to the ATM or something, but they like backed. It was so weird they backed into it. They turned that way. Okay. Kathy said, Alex in blue velvet. Nice. Inventiquist said, so Peter, how did you find out about YouTube and what made you choose to pursue it instead of doing what you went to school for? I'll answer that in just a second when I get driving. Troy said, hey Peter and my amazing family, I really miss you drinking out of your tumblers. I do too, and I miss you drinking LaCroix. Those are kind of more summer things though for me. I hope everyone has the best week ever. Peter, thank you for always telling amazing stories in the vlogs. Love you, Peter, and everyone. Aw. And oh yeah. And a one more, I love you. Happy birthday, Lena. Alexa said, we have Buffalo Exchange, that's what it's called, in Arizona, and it is the best thrift store ever. Hope said, people who say you don't sound like you want to do videos anymore don't realize how dedicated you are, and your fans really appreciate it. Peter, just thought I would remind you, we look forward to all your videos in our dark times and good times. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that about saying that, how dedicated I am, because I think that's where I struggle with like days like today of not making a video. Like I came home from brunch and I was like, well, I could do this. I mean, I have videos planned out in my head that I could do, right? So I'm like, there's no reason for me not to make these videos. But I'm like, at the same time, I do think it's important for me to have a day where I rest and relax, or a couple days, you know, and whatever. And it's almost kind of like I have to force myself a little bit to do it. So it's been good. Regarding the friend conversation that I had the other day, Julie said, thank you, Peter. This vlog helped give me the courage to say something to someone that I needed to say. Aww. Elise said, my friends from the old gym I went to were having a party. I didn't go because of social anxiety and COVID. I haven't been around big groups of people. It was a hard discussion to make. I hope Michael and Emily are doing good. I miss watching Michael's videos. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday, Peter. Love you. Take care. So I reached out to Emily. And I asked, I think I said that in here, and I asked, well, she had messaged me about something, and so I was just responding to her, and then I said, a lot of people are asking where, like, Michael's videos are and stuff like that, and she's like, he just needs to take a break for a little while, and I think it's good for him, and she was like, and he's planning to come back, so, oh, Gemma said, I minored in film and majored in English, too! Oh my gosh. Kat said, ha ha ha, oh my god, me and your dad would be at BFFs. I'm always so happy when I'm just chilling watching any Law & Order show. He's obsessed. Lucia said, Englishman in New York by Sting. Love your taste in music, Peter. I can remember at that same time, there was a Pogues song. Well, I have it actually in my phone, so I could just look it up and tell you what it's called. It's a Christmas. What just happened here? Oh, okay. Let me go into. Why did it flip? Hold on a second. My iTunes, my library. Here it is. I know somebody's already shouting it. It's a Pogue song that I loved in high school, and it is called Fairy Tale of New York. I love that song so much. You guys don't even know. You don't even know how much I love that song. Kayla said, I have all the answers. She put a funny face. My response is, I don't know anyone who is as consistent as you on YouTube. My husband said the other day that he has no idea how Peter has the bandwidth to do everything he does, from filming to reading to shows. I agree. You are I don't know what that means, satori like that though, but you need some rest and relaxation, some nothingness. We all do. It's not a waste. It's refueling. I really appreciate that. Like, those comments have been really helpful to me to see on here the last couple days. Karina said, I've been feeling the same way as you lately with not feeling like doing anything right now, even the things I enjoy and want to do. I think the thing is that, oh wait, Justine said, Peter, I work near Camden Lock. I know things have changed around there, but I can go have a look for a similar sweatshirt. If you describe, I don't even know how to explain it. It was like this patchwork material, not really, but it had a hood on it. It was really cool. Let's see. You know, I think the thing is that it's hard, like, when it's doing stuff that you absolutely, like, love to do, you know, and then it's like you don't necessarily want to take a break from the things that you absolutely love to do because you love to do them. So it's like, well, why would I, you know, why am I taking a break from this? But I think anything, you know, like, here's the thing. I'm so blessed to be able to do something for a living that I love to do, right? And I realize what a blessing that is. I mean, that's like, I think for people that play sports or people that are artists, you know, or actors, or people that, I mean, anything, you know, whether that's law or working as a hostess or a host at Walmart, or, I mean, but truly, like, whatever it is that you do, if it's something that you love to do and you're passionate about it, you know, my aunt was a realtor and she was super passionate about being a realtor. I think she would have made a better event planner, but she was a fantastic realtor, you know, and she loved entertaining her clients and all that kind of stuff. I think sometimes it's almost more draining. Well, that's not true. I mean, when you have to work 2 to 3 jobs and stand on your feet all day long, okay, there's no comparison to that. That is draining, period, end of story, right? But I think sometimes when, maybe not comparing it to anything, when you do something that you're really, really passionate about or that you love doing, it's like you put your all into it, and so it kind of drains you a little bit, right? Where it doesn't give you or leave you a lot of energy for other things, if that makes sense. And I think I'm just trying to kind of find, I'm not a big believer in balance, but I think I'm trying to find maybe some kind of balance in between that of, you know, where do I give my all, but also you know, I find rest and relaxation in there as well. And for me, honestly, it doesn't really work very well for me to be like, okay, I'm gonna, like, it did work for a while for me when I was saying, like, I'm gonna take every Sunday off. But the problem is, like, there are some Sundays that I don't feel like taking off. There are some Sundays that I'm like, pumped, let's go, let's go, let's go. You know what I mean? So it doesn't necessarily work really well for me. That way it's about to stop. Oh my God, I caught it. But for me, it doesn't work well that way. You know what I mean? It's better for me that if I can get comfortable with, and then I'm not gonna talk about this anymore because I feel like I've like really beat this like a dead horse. But you know, if it's a Tuesday and I wake up and I'm just like, I don't have it in me today, then taking that Tuesday and doing something that I want to do, whether that's sleep all day or watch movies or, you know, go thrift store shopping or whatever. And I have to be able to get to a point where I'm comfortable with that, if that makes sense, where I don't beat myself up because I'm taking a day off. I think it worked better for the way that my mind works when I was taking a Sunday off, because I could prepare for that and just be like, well, on Sundays I'm not going to film videos. But then what started happening was I would, on Sundays, you know, Alex would be binge watching a show or something, and I would be like, well, I'm just bored, you know? And then I would drive around and listen to an audiobook or talk on the phone for 2 hours, and I felt like, well, that was a waste of time. And Alex and I were actually talking about this today. It's like, because he was like, babe, why don't you just lay down and take a nap? And I was like, I have such a hard time. If I am not being productive, I feel like I'm wasting the day. And I even said tonight to him when I was watching this, he goes, did you have a good day? And I said, I feel like it was a waste of a day. And he goes, don't feel like that. He goes, you really got to relax and enjoy yourself. And I was like, I did. I said, I really did, and it was nice. And he goes, you finished a book, you finished a documentary, you went to brunch with your husband, you took a nap today. He goes, that's more than a lot of people do in a day. And I go, well, I guess I didn't think of it that way, you know? I don't know. I think also with my mom dying early or younger and losing people, I think there's a part of me that's like, you know, when I talk about getting older, the wrinkles and all that kind of stuff, the white hair don't bother me. What scares me is the running out of time, the not being able to do things, not being able to keep up the way that I used to be able to keep up and do those kinds of things. And so I think on some level, I feel like I'm kind of like on this time clock, if that makes sense, of wanting to do all these things and wanting to do all these fun things, right? So here's my coffee from brunch today. And so I think I kind of fight that on a regular basis, you know. Anyway, it's just a stupid conversation to keep on talking about. As far as how did I mean, it's not a stupid conversation. I think it's an important conversation for me to have. I just don't need to be having this conversation every vlog, right? Like, I'm sure people are getting tired of it. So, as far as how did I get into vlogging / versus continue to, instead of working in the field that I went to school for, I actually worked in the field that I went to school for many, many, many years. It's not abnormal for people to completely switch careers and stop doing what they were doing. It was never decisive for me when I started making YouTube videos that I was going to be on YouTube and that I was going to do this for any kind of like living. That was not my plan. What my plan was that I was going to write consistently. And, you know, talking about passion, I haven't lost a passion for writing. I just don't have the commitment that I had to it before. To be a writer, you know, I remember years and years and years ago interviewing Jackie Collins, and I said, what's the trick to writing? And she said, writers write. You know, and I remember Sean David Hutchinson a couple years ago, one of my favorite authors of life, tweeted out something to the fact of like, you know, people forget that there's actually a process that occurs. Like, they just want the next book out, but they don't realize that a writer actually has to sit down and write the book, you know? So I wrote a book. I wrote the before, now, and after then, and my publisher / agent at the time, who is not even, she doesn't do that anymore. She suggested that I start watching some booktubers, and for marketing the book, reach out to these booktubers and see if they would review my book. And I had played around on YouTube, you know, in the past and all that kind of stuff, just silly videos and whatnot. And so I looked around on YouTube and I became completely enthralled with this community called Booktube. And I started watching all kinds of booktubers and booktubers that talked about all different ages of booktubers. It's one of the things that I loved about Booktube was that there didn't seem to be like this huge age limit on it. You know, it didn't seem to be like just this certain group of people. Yes, there were a lot of younger people on Booktube, but there were people that were older too, older than me when I started on Booktube, and I really enjoyed that. And you know, you had people that were doing all the young adult popular stuff, the hauls, like that was really popular when I started, you know, watching Booktube. People talking about BookCon and going to BookCon. But then there was also a lot of people that were reading like classic literature. There was like, I remember there were these two girls, I can't remember what they're called. Oh shoot, if I put in their title, it's the restricted section, it would pull up their channel now. They're still making videos, fantastic videos. But they try a different beer every week and then they review these books. And usually the books are like really bad books and they're hilarious. It just was like there was all of this and I just fell in love with this world of Booktube, right? And so, I really wanted to be part of it. And the only other thing that I had ever joined and felt a part of was being in recovery. And so I thought about it over the course of a couple days, and I was like, I'm just going to do this. And I actually told Tanya and Alex, and the response was kind of like, I think like another project that you're going to start and not, you know, really like do anything about. I've very much been the kid who, you know, starts an art project and moves over here and is building a, you know, a fort and then is over here. I've been that my whole life of like, and it's interesting when I get criticized for that, where people are like, oh, you start all these projects but you don't finish them. I'd rather start 1,000 projects and finish one than not have started 1,000 projects at all. I mean, I'm a thinker. My mind is going a million, you know, y'all, you have no idea the amount of different projects I have planned in my head or outlined on paper that I've never talked about or nothing, because I just get excited about ideas and doing things. I love that about the world, that you all these different possibilities, you know. So I was watching these YouTube videos, these Booktube videos, and I was like, this is what I want to do. And so I started making Booktube videos. And when I first started making Booktube videos, I was like obsessed. Like I was buying all these books and doing hauls, and I was posting videos like 2 a day sometimes, and I just loved everything about it. And people were so welcoming to me too. I have to say, it just was, Booktube was one of the most welcoming communities ever at that time. And I just loved everything about it. For the first time in my life, I had a community of people that I could talk to about books, which I love books, right? I think to some degree, part of the reason why, like, I have pulled back on Booktube a little bit, well, other than being that I have 6 channels, and so, like, unless I have, like, you know, back then I was doing hauls or a lot of tag videos, and I love those videos. I still love those videos, to watch them and to do them, even though I haven't for a while. But part of it was feeding this, like, need for me to have somebody to talk to about books. But today, Tanya and I, back then, were not reading very similar stuff. Today, we're reading more similar stuff. I have Mel. Mel and I talk a lot about books. The live stream once a month is so helpful. Having 2 book clubs is like, I have all these people that I'm talking to about books or whatever. The battery is about to die. So when it dies, and I'll change it. I've actually got to go up here and get off this little highway area before I can do that. So, but I started that, and then, I've told this story on here like tons. The Peter Monn channel, I posted a couple videos, and then one day I was watching this whole thing go down with Jeffree Star and Kat Von D, and they're back and forth to each other, and then on the side I saw 2 drama channel videos, Karina Kaboom and Sanders Kennedy, and I watched them, and I was like, there's a community of video, it was just the 2 of them, that are basically doing commentary on these beauty influencers, and I just was like, this is crazy. And so I made my first drama video on September 1st of 2016, and I haven't turned back. And then at the end of that year, I did real well at first. My views, not at first, but like, you know, over the course of a couple months, my views started dropping and acting weird, and my channel started acting weird, and I didn't know if it was people just losing interest or my channel or whatever. So I was like, I want to do something different. So I started this. I started this vlog channel, and that was January 1st of 2017. I actually did December 31st and January 1st. So it's 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, and this is the 6th year. And then I had this channel called My So-Called Healthy Life that was supposed to be a weight loss channel. So at some point I was like, this isn't working, so what should I do? And so I changed that by, several people recommended me doing, like, I talked on there, you know, doing meditations and things. So I changed it to that, and I did the Peterisms videos. And then I had always wanted to do reviews of stuff, and everybody was like, just do your reviews on your Peter Monn channel. It probably would have fit, looking back. If I had done that, I could have kept it on my Peter Monn channel. But I didn't, and I started Peter review stuff. And I feel like it's been pretty successful. I get good views on there, and I really enjoy it. And I'm driving up to Crumble Cookies right now. And then about a year ago, I just wanted to have a channel that just was, I could do whatever I wanted to do on it. That it didn't have to make any sense. There was no rhyme or reason to it. Here are two cars just sitting out here in the parking lot. This is rather weird. So that's why I started Peter Does Stuff. And at first when I did it, I was doing like TikToks and shopping places and whatever. And then I was like, you know what? Like, I just want this channel to be like me talking to you. You know, like my vlog, but like shorter videos and very specific videos about things. And so that's what that channel is turning into. And I'm still going to do the TikTok stuff. And if I feel like it, if I wake up and I feel like doing a TikTok thing, I will. And if I feel like waking up and going shopping somewhere, I will. And funny videos and sad videos and thoughtful videos. And I just want that channel to be like an old school YouTube channel where it can be like anything goes, you know? So let me change the battery. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. So it was never a conscious decision. Like, I feel like today I see, like, not even just, you know, the drama community, I guess, but I see a lot of YouTubers that are younger, and they're like, they get on YouTube to be YouTubers, and I think they're more planned out. That maybe not just younger people. I know people that are older that have done that too. And, you know, they're a lot more business-minded about it than I am. Like, when I talk to them on the phone, they're like, oh, I have this meeting, and I have this, and, you know, I did this business plan, and whatever. And I'm trying to be more organized like that in 2022, but I'm just not. I don't know. This is going to sound bad when I say this. It's not that I don't. I feel like sometimes that seems very forced to me when I watch those kind of videos that are planned out 3 weeks ahead. And I mean, and there's some people that do that I love, their, you know, videos and whatever, but it just seems very forced to me. And I've never wanted this to be that. I've just wanted this to be, I'm doing something that I love to do. And, you know, back in the day, people would accuse me of, like, they'd say, oh, you bought subscribers on your YouTube channel or your Instagram or whatever, which my Instagram has been literally stuck at the same number for like a year and a half. Like, literally it goes from like the same number up, down by like 100 month to month. And YouTube as well. And it's like, I've just lost subscribers on YouTube. I haven't gained a subscriber on YouTube. I can't tell you in how long. Well, on my Peter Monn channel. And it's like, I always said that no matter what those numbers were like, no matter what those views were like, that at the end of the day, I was doing this because this was something that I loved, and I would never fake it, because it was, you know, because I knew that a lot of people faked all that stuff to make it look a certain way. And, you know, and I thought, if I have to fake it to make it look a certain way, then that's not for me to begin with. You know what I mean? Like, I want people to watch me or be attracted to my videos not because they see a number that makes them think, oh, I should subscribe to this person because they have a lot of subscribers or whatnot, but that they watch a video and something clicks with them and they think, oh, I like this person, or this person makes me think, or this person makes me laugh, or this person makes me cry, you know, and this person, I relate to their story. Like, that's what I wanted, right? Like, the rest of it, I didn't care. I really honestly never thought. It's crazy to me sometimes. I mean, I look at the numbers on some of my videos and I'm like, because I don't really think about it from a numbers point of view, but sometimes I'll look at it and I'm like on a review video that gets like 5,000 views, I'm like, that's a lot of people watching me eat in my car. You know what I mean? Like, that's a lot of people. And I'll have friends of mine or people that I've talked to on YouTube and they'll be like, yeah, my video only got like 10,000 views. I'm like, do you realize, like, if you spoke like to an auditorium of 10,000 people, how many people that is? I mean, do you realize like how many people like really care to watch your video? And they're like, oh, I never thought of it that way, you know? And I'm like, I don't know, this numbers game on YouTube, people lose sight of themselves and all of that, you know? I'm still kind of like mesmerized by how surreal it is sometimes, you know what I mean? I can remember, I did a video about this on my Booktube channel. I can remember hitting 1,000 subscribers. And it was like, I did this whole video about it, you know, that was the amount of people that that was more people than I was in my high school class that liked me, that liked my videos. That really said something to me, to my core, you know, it really meant something to me. And so, you know, whether I'm doing a Peterisms video that's getting a couple hundred views, or whether I'm doing, you know, another video that's getting so many views, I don't know, somebody left a comment not too long on a video and they said something about, I can't remember how they said it, but I had made a comment. It was obviously somebody that does not like me that writes down notes on how I say things because they had it like verbatim what I said. But they really took it out of context. And what I was saying was that it was very telling to me that like, it was cool to me that, first of all, they said that I was basically clickbaiting, and it was the video that I did on my Peter Does Stuff channel talking about Tucker, okay? And then I had done another video where I said I'm a mess, and it was kind of a clickbait. It was a clickbait thumbnail, but I even said in the video, I said, like, I'm gonna do this thumbnail, you know, whatever. Okay, people do that all the time. Like, that is literally all of YouTube. When people come to my channel, they're like, clickbait. I'm like, literally, just sit there and look at your recommended. Every thumbnail is clickbait, right? But somebody said you were just bragging about how many views you got off of your video talking about your dog being sick. And I was like, no, that's not what I was saying at all. What I was saying is that I can do a video about Trisha Paytas or Jeffree Star and maybe get 10 to 20,000 views on it, you know, which in the grand scheme of drama channels is not a lot. And then I did this video talking about my dog and what I was going through, what we were going through with him, and it got so many more views than that. What that tells me is, when it comes to me, people don't really care about the drama. They just really don't, you know? And that meant a lot to me. That meant a lot to me by the people that watch my videos, is what I was saying. You know, and somebody wanted to make it out like I was using the sickness, it's hot in here, the sickness of my dog. No, absolutely not. Like, that is such a sick comment that somebody would insinuate that. And that's them thinking that. Like, the fact that they would think that tells you what a sick person they are, right? What I was saying is the sincerity of the people and the genuineness and the authenticity of the people. These girls are, hey, they're dancing over here. Another dancing back. Anyway, the sincerity and the generosity of the people that watch my videos, you know, it's just like, it's the coolest thing that people care more about that. They care more about the stuff that's really going on in my life, my recovery. You know, it's like when you look at the people that are like the vloggerinos, that they're, you know, you guys are like, you care about the recovery stories, you care about the family stories, the grief and all that kind of stuff. You share stories of your life that you relate to, you know? I love doing the drama. I love having an opinion about the drama. Don't get me wrong, right? I love it. It's fun. I have a lot of fun doing it. But the videos that mean the most to me are the relatable videos where people will say, like, I relate to this, let me share my story with you. I mean, what an interaction that is, to see that somebody else has a similar story to you that they relate to, and they, you know, and they share that with you in a comment section of a video. Like, that is really powerful, you know? Super powerful. Those girls were having fun dancing. And I am proud of that. I am proud of that. You know, like, and I don't mean that in a prideful way. Like, I know that sounds funny to say I'm proud of that, but not in a prideful way. But what I mean is, the Peter Monn of 10 years ago would never have been able to share half the stuff that I share in my videos today. I would have been so scared, so nervous to even share just little stuff, to cry on camera, to talk about my weight, to talk about fears that I have, or share about my marriage, you know, on and on and on. Like, I never would have done that. I never would have done that 10 years ago. I couldn't have done it. I couldn't have allowed myself to be that vulnerable, because being that vulnerable, I have learned in my life, means that you're opening yourself to getting hurt. And the times in my life that I've typically made myself vulnerable is when I got hurt. But what happened on YouTube, even with the mean comments that I got, even with the hate comments that I got, I pushed through it, and I tried to focus on the positivity and the people that said, I relate to your story. Thank you for sharing your story. Now I feel like I can share my story. Or, oh my God, I went through the exact same thing. Or, oh my gosh, you know, this happened. Or, I lost my mom, and now hearing you talk about losing your mom, like, I don't feel so all alone. And reading all those comments from people really made me realize that that's all we've got, is this shared common story of humanity, right? And so I was like, I'm gonna continue to share this on YouTube, despite the people that don't like me, you know, despite the people, that's okay. You know, there are gonna be people in life that don't like you. I got real hurt by that for a long time, because in my life, I have spent way too much time and energy going after the people that don't like me and trying to get them to like me. It's stupid. It's a waste of my time. I don't do it today. So what I realized was, there's going to always be people out there that don't like you, and that's okay. You know, I wish them the best. I really do, and I don't mean that in a fake, phony way. I wish them the best, you know? And if they want to keep on watching my videos and whatever, they can. Obviously, it's YouTube. Anybody could watch it, you know? And I realize that I don't like everybody in the world, and I don't, you know, I don't have to like everybody. You don't have to like everybody. We don't have to like everybody. It is what it is. But where am I going to focus my attention? And, you know, there are some days that I wake up that I'm not in the greatest space, and I'm like, don't ask me today. You know what I mean? But then there are most days I choose to focus on where people are like, wow, like, thank you for sharing this, or thank you, and that just pushes me more to want to share more of my life and tell more of my stories and stuff, you know? And that's where, like, the Peter Does Stuff channel for me is, that it took me 6 channels to really kind of get to where I wanted to be all along. Like, I love that channel. I really love that channel. I love this channel, you know, because, I mean, I love all my channels, but they're all for different reasons that I love them. You know, my Booktube channel is like a friend that I go to coffee with and go to like a bookstore shopping with, you know what I mean? My Peter Monn channel is like Tanya and I driving around with a fountain pop laughing. Peterisms is like, I don't know, being with my recovery friends, talking real deep stuff. And my review channel is just, I just have a blast, and the channel is so much fun, and coming up with different things to review and trying different things. It's fun, you know? I've tried things I never would have tried on there. And my Peter Does Stuff channel is a little bit of all of me. And this channel is my Heartstone. This is where I come and I share stories about my life, and, you know, and I love it. So It's interesting when I look at my life, you know, it's like, I got sober, I wanted to work in a treatment program, so I started working in the treatment program that I had gone to treatment in, and my counselor introduced me to the person that hired me, because I went to my counselor that I'd had in treatment, and I said, I want to start working here, and that's how I started working there. To move up and to become a counselor, I had to have a master's degree, so I applied to the master's program. None of it was thought out. Nothing in my life has really been, like, I haven't really thought to myself, like, 10 years from now, this is where I mean, I do think about that stuff, but I don't realistically plan it out, you know, where there are people that are like, okay, I'm going to do this for 4 years, then I'm going to get into medical school, then I'm going to get married when I'm 30, and I'm going to do my residency when I'm 30. I've never really thought of my life that way. It's like, stuff just kind of, like, happens and falls into place. And I think that's one way that I allow myself to get excited for every day that I get up, because I'm like, what magically amazing thing is going to happen today in my life, you know? That I'm going to, I don't know, it's just like, life is exciting, you know? Life is cool. Life is beautiful. Life's amazing. And I don't want to miss out on it. Like, in my head, I'm like, so where do you see yourself in 5 years? You know, in 5 years, honestly, if I was doing exactly what I'm doing now, filming videos every day, listening to audiobooks, traveling a couple times a year, by then we, you know, had the condo done. And even if we didn't have the condo done in 5 years, but we had started getting a place in Florida, or got a place in Florida by then, and we're going back and forth, you know, like, I have a good life. Like, I don't need a lot of it to change. You know what I mean? Like, I love my life. I love traveling with my husband. And I mean, there's a few things that are wish list, goal, dream, you know, intention kind of things at the top of my list that would make my life so much better. But I'd be fine if 10 years from now I don't really have a lot of bucket list kind of things anymore, you know? I just don't. Like, I love my life. I feel very blessed for the life that I have. And most days I wake up and I'm pretty content. And I think that's also, like, why today, like, taking a couple days off, like, I don't feel rushed anymore, you know? I think I had to say that stuff in a video to, I don't know, feel better about it for myself, because it put me through this cathartic, you know, change or process. But it was like, I don't feel rushed anymore to, I don't know if that makes any sense, but I just don't feel rushed anymore. And I think what a blessing that is, you know? I think, like, the thing that sometimes people forget is, like, you know, long before I ever got on YouTube, long before, you know, I mean, I've been on YouTube for, what, 6 years? 5 years now? 16, yeah, 5 years and a couple months. Like, I left working in a treatment facility 14 years ago, this month. 14 years ago. And I had a 13-year career there. You know, the majority of people that are on YouTube are under the age of 30. They haven't had careers like I did. So it's interesting to me when I get the question that's like, you know, why did you decide to do this over that? It's like, I had a 13-year career is really a long career, you know? By the time that I was leaving there, many of my friends had left and gone and worked in completely different fields. And one of my closest friends left, went to hair school, and had been working in a hair salon for a couple years successfully. Had gotten married and had 2 kids. So it was like, you know, I'd started there when I was 22 and left there when I was, 35, something like that. It was a long career. And, I remember talking to people, though, when I first started on, doing my Peter Monn channel, and I'd be like, I can remember when they would say things like, that they, lived off what they made on YouTube, and I was like, get out of here, there's no way. And I'd be like, really? And they would talk about sponsorships or whatever, and I'd be like, oh my God, I just couldn't believe it. I didn't know anything about that world, I mean, I knew about it because I would see it in videos, but I didn't really understand it, And, I feel so extremely blessed for this life that I have, and, I love it. I love YouTube. I mean, I think there are some things with YouTube that I would change, but at the same time, it's like, when I see, and I have complained about things like losing subscribers. I mean, just today, people were commenting on my video, and they said, I've been unsubscribed, or they tweeted out something about being unsubscribed to me so many times, and by YouTube, unknowingly, and all this kind of, I mean, it's like, it's a joke at this point, the glitch, it's like, I can't even say it, it's a joke, right? So, and I get it, but it's like that is frustrating to me that people get unsubscribed to my channel. It's like YouTube talks so much about how to build an audience, it's very formal, all these videos to watch and all this kind of stuff, and it's like, okay, I'm losing the people that, and I know not everybody that I'm losing is because they're unsubscribed. I know people are leaving on their own. I'm not stupid, I get that, right? But to not have gained a subscriber in 2 years, not one subscriber, I think I'm pretty good to not be complaining a whole lot more about it, you know what I mean? But I'm just so grateful for a place that allows me to post videos, you know what I mean? This is a free service. You don't have to pay them anything to post videos. And on top of that, they're gonna pay you money if you get views off. I mean, that's pretty incredible. And then there might be some companies out here that wanna pay you to endorse their products if you like them. Can we talk about the people that complain about this? I kind of am always kind of what are you complaining about? Okay, it's not I don't know, it's crazy to me, you know what I mean? It's just crazy to me. So, I mean, there's things to complain about on YouTube. There's frustrating things that happen with people. I understand that. There's frustrating things that have happened with my channel, where I've gotten frustrated, but I try to keep it in perspective and be like, wow, what a blessed life that I have, And that's why I also encourage other people. If you've been thinking about starting a YouTube channel, start it. If this is something that you think, God, I would maybe like to live and make YouTube videos. You never know. I mean, literally, you guys, in all 100% of all honesty, and I do have to say this, most things in my life that I have been successful at, I haven't really put a lot of thought into whether I was going to be successful or not at it. I just kind of started doing it, and it, and it turned out or it didn't turn out or whatever, And maybe that's part of what it was for me. I didn't go into this thinking, I want to get so many views a video, or I want to get this many subscribers. Yeah, when I got close to things, I was like, please let me get this amount of subscribers or whatever. But, I don't even know that off the top of my head right now. I could tell you on my drama channel, but on my other channels, I couldn't tell you what subscribers, what numbers. I could maybe guess within a certain number, a couple thousand or something like that. But I don't, because I do go in and kind of look once a week just at things, but when I go in there to see if my videos are posted and whatnot, it's right there on the creator app, so it's I can't not see it. But I don't even know that I know specifically what those numbers are you know what I mean? And so I would tell you, if you're going to do it because you love it. Do it because you can't imagine your life if you're not doing it. I mean, I think that goes without saying about anything that you do in life, whether that's painting or singing or going back to school to get your law degree, or just going back to school to get your GED or whatever, Don't do it because you're going to be super hard on yourself. Do it because you can't imagine your life if you don't. You know, I think that's the definition of passion sometimes, is doing something because you can't imagine what your life would be like if you don't do it. But one of my favorite messages, DMs I get from people, email, is when people reach out to me and they're like, I just want you to know, thank you so much for encouraging people to start YouTube channels, and because of your encouragement, I started a YouTube channel. Like, that makes me so happy. And whether you're getting 2 views, 22 views, 22,000 views, or 220,000 views a video, do it because you love it, you know? And I think being grateful for just the platform in general of YouTube, I don't know, maybe it's a different generation or something, like the idea that you can just film videos and put them up whenever, I don't know, it's just crazy to me. It's like, I watched that, you know, Miranda Sings, Haters Back Off, or whatever that was called, on Netflix. Did you watch that, the Colleen Ballinger show? And when Miranda Sings makes her, it was such a great show. I can't believe it got canceled. Ow, my arm, my hand. When Miranda Sings posts her first video, she like publishes it, and then she just sits there and watches it. Like, she thinks the numbers are going to start rolling in. And as ridiculous as that sounds, that is totally how it is at the same way, in the same moment, because it's like, you know that it's not like 100,000 people are going to come watch it, but at the same time you think somebody is going to watch it, and then you like go and you look the next day, and you know, there's like, I think like my first video I did on Booktube was like the Booktube newbie tag, and I don't even remember if I tagged it or what, but I think I watched somebody's video on like how to do the Booktube newbie tag, and it said like tag it these things or whatever. So I didn't even really know how to tag videos then, and I did it. And I think that's how some people found my videos, because literally there are people that watch this vlog today that watched my very first Booktube video that I ever posted at the time that I posted it. There's like 3 or 4 that, and I'm still like, I can't believe that all these years later they have kept up. Like, that is such an honor, you know, like that is such an honor and a privilege, and I just want to say thank you. Well, to any of you, whether you found me 2 days ago or you found me 6 years ago, it's cool, and it's just, and I think that's like, you know, people ask me, like my friends, they'll say like, what's the thing that surprises you most about YouTube? And I'm like, the interactions of the community, of like getting to know people that watch your videos and stuff like that. Like, I never have ever thought that would happen. Like, I never thought about it in those terms, you know? So, it's a pretty cool thing. Pretty cool life. I don't plan on going anywhere anytime soon. I love this, and I'm extremely grateful for you guys. So, with that being said, I'm going to go start listening to my new Blake Crouch book so that I can get into the series from book 1 instead of book 2, like I was trying to do. Anyway, I'm going to get off here now. If you were watching earlier, when I read Troy's comment that said, "One more, I love you." Happy birthday, Lena. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you. I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Monday. I hope you're refreshed, renewed, rejuvenated, and relaxed for the week ahead. It's going to be a magically amazing week. I love you guys. Have a great week. Have a great Monday. I love you guys. Have a magically amazing Monday. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.